Hi and welcome. We're the Weasley sisters. This is episode 77, and I'm Jessica, aka Naturally Nitty.
And I am Allena, aka Starnets. Today is July the 17th, 2013, and this is our weekly podcast where we talk about knitting, crochet, spinning, sewing, the Harry Potter house cup on Ravelry,
So,
and us.
grab your knitting or crochet or spinning or whatever and craft along with us.
Yes.
We
Mojo, you got any?
Nope.
Me either. Let's
Nope.
go on to our works in progress. What are you
Moving
working on, Jessica?
Um, excuse me. The only thing I'm really working on is my owl. And,
Woo.
yes. And I am about almost finished, actually. I'm working on the pockets. I picked them up and I'm like an inch or two in on them. And then I have to like finish writing it and stuff like that. But the knitting is almost done. And then there's the weaving of ends. That has to be done.
The what?
Weaving in of ends?
Oh, I thought you said the weaving event, and I was like, am I missing something?
No.
Is there a weaving event coming up?
No.
Okay.
But that's it
Oh,
for me.
cool. I have my owl, which is now graduated to my cardio knitting. So this is where I am on that.
Beautiful.
There's a little sheep on this side.
It's cute.
And then I am also working on my owl, or my order mission, which is, I have about 3 more inches and then I'm done.
And that's due in a few days, right?
Yes, and that's why I am working on it all the time.
I saw you posted pictures of it on you, and it looked great.
Yeah, I tried it on, and then I went outside to take pictures, and it was very hot. But I have about 3 inches, and then I'll be sewing in ends and such. But it's looking really good. I'm on my 6th skein, so I'm thinking I'll probably have some left over.
Out of 9, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to go into another one, right? Because you have 3 inches.
Yeah, probably.
So, not bad.
No.
Are you sad that you're not gonna be using like one of them?
I'll find something else to do with it.
I
I'm
know,
not too sad.
but it was like part of the set or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it goes with it. I don't know.
Maybe I will take out the bind-offs for the sleeves at a later date after I turn it in and stuff and knit sleeves down.
Mm,
We'll see.
cool.
Because then they won't really match the rest of the sweater, but who cares?
Right.
Or maybe I'll just make arm warmers.
Cool.
So that's all I'm working on, though.
Oh, okay.
I know I have my tortoise socks on there, but I'm not really actually actively working on them, so on them. Which, did you see this stage 5 sock? It looks really, really cool.
Nope, not at all. I haven't looked at it. I'm a bad tour de soccer.
You should probably go and download the pattern at least.
I probably should. I haven't done it for the last like however many.
They're on stage 5, or maybe stage 6 just started. I don't know.
Well, actually,
I
no.
think
I've seen April knitting on them, and a couple other people like on Instagram, or Facebook. They're like cabley and pretty, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that might have been stage 6.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Cool.
Okay, so we're on You Spin Me Right Round. What are you spinning?
Oh, okay. Okay. Last time I talked about this Younger Yarn PS Te Amo fiber.
Yes.
I left it as a single. I think it was still on the bobbin last time.
No, you had it off.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay. Here it is again. It's a single.
It is just
I
pretty
couldn't
as it was
remember, and I
yesterday.
didn't go back to like look and whatever. Okay, last time I was flying up my
Lavina.
Into the World Lavina colorway superwash merino. This is a giant skein.
It's as big as your head
It is.
with your hair.
I know, right? With my giant hair. I used my jumbo bobbin, and I almost got all 8 ounces on there. But like this skein is like so wide.
Yeah. How skinny were your singles?
Pretty thin. I don't know. I didn't measure. But it's oh, I don't know if it's
Cool.
focusing or not. It was about, I think it was like a 16 to 18 wraps per inch. But I could like get more on there. I always hate kind of wraps per inch because like it depends on how tight you wind it on or whatever. You know what I mean? It kind of gets tricky. Or I could leave it real fluffy because it kind of fluffed up a bit and get like 13 or 12 or whatever.
Well, if you use your iSpin toolkit,
Yeah,
and you can do it, and you just wind it around your phone, and then slide it until it fits in the red, and that might work better.
I suppose.
Just one. You're looking for just one, and it would tell
Right.
you
I
the wrap.
think I did that and it was more like 18 to 19 or something like that. I forget.
That's cool.
But I got 1,175 yards out of it,
That's awesome.
out of 2 ply. So that's almost about 600 yards in 4 ounces, if you think of it that way, because you don't normally always spin up 8 ounces.
That's considered a lace weight.
Is it?
Oh, that's stitches per inch weight. Wait, wraps per inch. Nope, sorry, that's the sport weight.
It
I was looking at
seems
the wrong.
thinner though. It's like poofy. I don't know. It's
18 to 24 wraps per inch is supposed to be sport weight.
I don't know what I'm gonna make with it. Some sort of shawl or something. But I love it, and it's fractal spun. I split one braid up into 5 or 6, I forget, long sections and spun that in a bobbin, and then I just spun one braid as is, and it's gonna stripe or whatever. You know how fractals knits up. I like it. It's squishy. And then I had for like an hour and a half I had plied, like I plied like a yard and then wound it on to even the jumbo bobbin, like I was packing it
That's
on.
so annoying.
It really was. I don't know why. I mean, I got good yardage, but I should have just stopped and I would have like been short, 100 or 2 yards, whatever. So with the rest of, like, I had like this much left on each bobbin. So with the rest of it, I did the 6 ply,
Cool.
and I think it was 5 yards out of that. And then there's still a tiny bit left on just one of the bobbins. And I just end plied it. And that was, I think like 2 yards. And that's right there.
Oh, that's cute.
But really, like, for splitting, I mean, the 2 braids, I mean, I spun on each bobbin, but this is all that was left. So I spun them pretty evenly.
Yeah, that's cool.
That was good. Okay. Then I did one of my club fibers, Nerd Girl Yarns Fiber of the Month. It was Rambouillet. Is that how you say that?
Sure.
This is the Last Unicorn colorway.
I like that movie.
It's a little thicker. I think it was a 8 or 9 wraps per inch. I spun it thicker on purpose, and then I end-plied it. So it's quite round and squishy, and I like it. And this one I split into 4, maybe it was 5. I should really write these things down. And with the new features on Ravelry for spinning, have you seen these?
You totally stole my thunder. Yes.
I should write these things down. How'd I steal your thunder?
They have like, I was going to talk about it. I even have it typed.
Okay, well, I talked about it
That's all right.
a while ago. Anyways, I should write these things down. I think I split it into like 5 or 6 stripes and then spun them as is. So it's a striping yarn. I think it would look cool in a hat or something.
Or you could even just, instead of writing it down, just go into Ravelry and start your project and type it in.
That's what I'm saying. Like with that, I should start doing that. Whatever. So that's done. Okay, so those are my finished yarns. Then I didn't bring the bobbin down because I'm lazy. But up on my match list, I am spinning this. It is Superwash Merino and Tencel 50/50 coconut lime from Younger Yarn Fibers.
I really like that color.
I do too. It's very soft and spins very nice. And I'm planning on mashing it up with this.
Ooh.
Which is also Younger Yarn Fiber. And this is just a Superwash Merino. Party at the Burrow. So, I think those will be fun. And then, I'm currently spinning. I have my wheel in front of me. Some Corgi Hill Farms. BFL and that's not gonna focus. Is that focusing?
Yeah.
Tussa Silk.
Cool.
8515. 5 ounces in the colorway Lapis. I split it in half because it was 5 ounces. I didn't want to like try and fit it on one bobbin because I only have one jumbo bobbin. So I didn't want to try and fit all 5 ounces on like a regular size bobbin because this is probably like 2.5 and that's pretty, full as it is.
Yeah.
So I'm going to spin another bobbin and then I'll ply them onto the jumbo bobbin and that should fit no problem. I think. So yeah, so I'm on the second half of it. So I probably have about 1.5 ounces left to go. But it's really pretty. And I've spun her fiber before. Maybe it's just this blend or this batch. But there's been some, I should have brought it in, some like, not felted bits, but like, I come to a piece and it's all raggedy. And I have to pull it out. It's like almost like a felted, I don't know, chunk. It's kind of been annoying me.
What was it again? Tussa Silk and
BFL.
Oh, it's probably just how they.
I don't think.
Sometimes when you dye it, it kind of felt sometimes.
I don't think it was in the dyeing process because it's like I don't know. It's weird. Maybe I'll take a picture of it the next time I come to it. But like, here, look. There's a little piece.
Yeah. That is weird.
I don't know. But other than that, it's nice. And the other stuff I've spun from them is nice. So I don't know. Whatever. And that is all my spinning.
Okay. I have been spinning a lot, but I don't really have much to show for it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I've been spinning up a pound of alpaca, and I'm hoping I get enough for a sweater. A friend of mine wants a 4-ply, so, and it needs to be 9 wraps per inch. I don't know if I'll have enough by the time. So I have this bobbin, and it's black. And I don't know if you can see that.
Hold it. There you go.
So that's about 54 wraps per inch, according to my spinning toolkit. And she needs a heavy worsted, so if I 4-ply that, that'll be 9 wraps per inch. Around 10 or 9. So I'm just going to spin up 4 bobbins and then ply them onto my jumbo bobbin. I'm on my second bobbin and it's almost full. So, you know, like all my Tour de Fleece pictures look the same because I'm spinning black alpaca. And I told her today, I'm like, I hope I get enough, but I'm not sure if I will. For a 4-ply.
How many yards does she need?
Like 1,000. It's going to be cutting it close. So I hope so. But then I did a 6-ply Polworth mashup. I used 4 ounces of Polworth from Younger Yarn called Mariposa. And then 4 ounces of Polworth yarn from Shadow and Fiber Arts called Tropics, and it was like all green, and the Mariposa was like butterfly-y, like Barbie butterfly-y. So I got this yarn here.
That's beautiful. I love it.
And I'm trying to get it so you can see it. Like, okay, well the colors aren't going to turn out really right. But I got 198.25 yards at 10 wraps per inch. So it's a really heavy yarn, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's like 8 ounces to 200 yards. It's like super heavy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I'll make with it. Trying to show you up close. But like, I took good pictures of it. But it looks kind of like barba poling, if you look.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's going to like self-stripe, so I don't know what I'm going to make with it.
It's pretty.
Yeah, it was a fun experiment. But I'll tell you what, the plying... First, I spun it thin because I wanted it to be somewhat not super chunky. So heavy worsted or Aran isn't bad. But the plying took me at least as long as spinning the singles. That makes sense. Because, like, I had to go so much slower because it was doing 2.
Yeah.
And it was just crazy. So, it worked. I got to the end and I had run out of the 1 bobbin. So, I quick used my Nostin pine, or however you say that, and wound it on. So that's where the pink came in, and plied it with itself. Navajo plied to make the 6-ply.
Yep.
So that's where there's like that big stripe of pink. But I think it'll turn out really nice. It's going to stripe itself. So, yeah. But it's like super dense yarn. But it's like super soft and everything. So I'm not sure what I'm going to make with it. So, we'll see. But that's all the spinning I have.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't have much to show with it. But I was going to talk about Ravelry's new spinning features. They're kind of like the Nimble Sticks, how Nimble Sticks has their spinning stuff up there, where you can add your grist and your wraps per inch and all that stuff. That if you're a technical spinner, that's really good. Like, you like to know all that stuff, which I'm not, so I don't really know what some of it is. So I was like reading on my spinner's toolkit on my phone, like what certain things mean.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool that they have it, and once they get it so you can use from your stash, so it like will hook up your stash, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah. I was excited
I,
about it. I haven't used it much at all. I just saw it. Someone posted about it, and I looked at it a little bit. I haven't had time to play with it too much.
well, I added in all my mashups in there because they were just in a project page, and then I just went through and added them in as spinning projects.
Okay.
And I thought I'd spun more, but it went through my thing and picked up the stuff I spun. So I only have like 75 hand spun things.
Well,
I thought I spun more.
did you mark like when I add in my stash page, like, 'cause that's where I put my handspun is in my stash, and you mark it as handspun.
Yeah,
It pulls that in.
I think so.
And then I always marked like any roving that I put in as handspun, but then it asked me to go through and it says, is it handspun or is it a fiber stash or something like that?
But it only did that once, and I couldn't get it to do it again to
Hmm.
double check. I'll have to play with it, but it was pretty cool. I was excited for it.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Okay, now we go on to sewing. Did you do any sewing?
I did a little bit actually. Um, I don't have the other part. Leah broke her arm the other week or so.
Yeah.
And it's horrible because it's so hot out and she can't like swim or anything.
Yeah.
But then there's a church here in town does this thing called Wisen Up, and they get messy, and it's like tons of fun. They like have slip and slides down a huge hill, and they put this applesauce like stuff on it, and they like slip and slide down a hill. They like seriously get filthy. You have to like hose them off and shower them before bed each night, and then like wash the clothes because they give them a free T-shirt and send them back the next day. It's from like 6:30 to 8:30 at night. And they do all sorts of things like pies in the face, and like they just do crazy, gross things that like go ahead and do it there because you're not doing it at home, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, so like the day before, or maybe it was that morning, Leah's like, "How am I gonna do that with my arm?" I was like, "Oh crap!" Like I didn't even think because I had them all signed up for it. So I was like, "Well, I have some PUL, polyurethane laminate fabric that I had bought. I was gonna make some like bags and stuff, some wet bags."
Which yours is super cute, by the way. Can I just say this? My Joann's only has like baby monkeys.
No, that stuff was just plain fabric. This
okay.
is it. I made two.
They don't even have the plain stuff.
So I basically just, sewed a sleeve for her arm, and it goes like up to her, like past her elbow, and her cast is only like on her wrist up to her forearm. Yeah. So I had to go all the way up to here, and it slips on over. And then I made another cover just so it wasn't like this green, and just to like catch some moisture or gunk or whatever so it doesn't go through, because it's not like waterproof, but it's water resistant for the most part.
Yeah.
But it's worked so far, and actually I've let her go in the pool. I put this on, and then a plastic bag over it with like a hair tie like around her arm, and like we hold her arm up, and she like walks around in the pool with her. I should take a picture. It's funny, with her arm up, because it's like seriously, it's only like 80 or 90 here, but the humidity is like 80%. It's horrible. Like you walk outside. I'm so thankful we have AC, but when you walk outside and it is like inhaling hotness, it's just gross. I hate it. Anyways, so like I felt bad that she couldn't go in the pool, so we go around, or she'll swim and I'll like hold her arm up above the water as she's like going. Anyways, so this is what I sewed. The other part is like gross and yucky and being washed right now, but I just used some fabric I had laying around. And then I put up here where there's some elastic, I put fleece, because I know that wicks away
Yeah.
moisture too, so I did that. So that part goes like above this and like over the whole thing, but the fleece is up here, so it like it's worked so far. So
She's not complaining because it's hot.
oh, it's like when I take it off, her arm is like radiating heat, but like
Yeah.
she's happy to have gone. So
Yeah, that's cool though.
yeah.
I too have done some sewing. I had a request for a special order spinning apron like thing.
Okay.
That's what I'm calling it, a spinning apron. So I did a prototype. So it rolls up nice and neat. And I did a little button and a little elastic cord. And then it folds out. And then you put it on your lap. Like you put it on your lap as you're spinning. And then you can put stuff in the pockets.
That's cool.
So then it catches all the dust. Now, like, I could use it when I'm spinning this alpaca because there's still, like, vegetable matter in there. Not the gross kind, just, like, hay and stuff.
Yeah.
But, so, I had a request to make one, so I did a prototype out of some fabric I had. But I added this little thing here because I figured if you have a wraps per inch thing, most of your wraps per inch things have like a keychain tab on them, so if you hook it onto there, then you have it with your spinning apron to catch all your stuff. So, like you could, I've seen pictures of people putting like their hand cards or their flicking things in these pockets. I sewed one. I sewed one so there's two smaller pockets. Like, see. There's two on this one, and then this one's just wide, so if you want to put, like, your fiber in there, you could do that.
That's cool.
And then you just lay it over your lap. You know, I'll pretend my arms are a lap. And spin. But I just figured, you know, and then I thought, you know, I would put a button on it and have it so they could roll it up. And then you could just, like, stow it in your spinning wheel case or whatever. You know, this is not pretty how I just rolled it up, but what do you think? Pretty cool?
That is cool.
Prototype.
There are some fibers and stuff that you spin, especially like bats or things that are sparkly or shiny things. What was I spinning the other day that I was like covered? Oh, the merino and tencel gets like all over. I think I had like a black shirt on too, but like it gets all over everything, so that could be very helpful.
Yeah, and this alpaca that I'm spinning, I notice every time I look down when I'm done, I have like hay pieces and then fuzzies. I was thinking I might even need to do the apron, like a serious apron that you wear over your chest and your stomach, and then goes down onto your lap because I get it. I like get it all over.
You could have the option. Make two different ones, like a lap apron, a spinning apron, full size or half size.
Yeah, but I mean, you could probably just use a regular apron,
I guess.
So yeah, that's it. That's all I sewed.
That's cool though.
It's like my sewing room is the old guest room.
Yeah.
Because remember, we kicked my husband's stuff out and I moved myself in. And if we ever have guests, I guess they can sleep on the floor. But anyways, the air conditioning, we don't have central air. We have window units. So there's one in the living room, and then there's one in each of our bedrooms, but there's not one in the guest room. Yeah. So the cool air kind of comes down the stairs. So it gets kind of hot in there, so I haven't been doing much sewing. I guess I could move the stuff in here, but when you're ironing and stuff, not fun. Just not. No. Especially when it's so hot.
Well, you just got done sewing a ton of stuff, so.
Yeah. Well, and I need to sew get back up I need to take pictures, upload things to Etsy, then I need to sew some more. because I have some things coming up. I'm not sure if I can talk about them yet, but I have some things coming up that I need to sew for. But hopefully it'll cool down some before I do it. So yeah.
Cool, cool.
Okay, gym. Are you doing any gym?
Uh, um, because of Hazel, I got up one time and ran
Woo!
this month.
Awesome.
Um, it was good. I was up at 6 and like out the door by 6:30. And it was still like I walked outside. It was so humid. It was horrible. Like I ran and it felt good to run. But like by the time I got done, normally you sweat like when you work out, right? By the time I got done, I was like dripping wet all over. Like just my arms were like it was just so gross because it was so hot out.
Did you do a running jump flip into the pool then?
No, I should have. I
Yeah.
then made French toast because Chloe
Yum.
wanted French toast.
That works.
I'm like, okay.
My run down the drain, but it's so good.
I know. And I had strawberry rhubarb jam on top. It was great.
Which you need to send me a jar. Wrap it in bubble wrap. No, for real. Wrap it in bubble wrap. Put it in a Ziploc bag. Put it in one of those priority mail boxes, the square ones. Fits right in, and mail it to me.
Okay.
I'll even send you the postage.
It's really
I have
good.
stuff I have to send to you too.
Okay.
So, yes, send me some. Well, I've been doing cardio knitting.
You have been. You've been very good at that.
And it is hot here, so that's why I'm doing cardio knitting. In air conditioning, I'm still dripping, soaking wet after like 5 minutes, and I hate it. I'm just like, this is gross. So I was knitting on my order machine, but then I'm like, this is ridiculous, because I would like drape the sweater over the thing and knit it, but it was just too big, so I switched to my owl knitting for it. It was so much nicer, but I was still dripping wet. Like, it was so gross. I hated it. And then I like don't like to take showers right after I work out, because what's the point of taking a shower if you're sweating and you get out and you're still sweating?
Yeah.
So I like to cool down and then take a shower. And Bella's like, why aren't you taking a shower? Or I'll be like, well, I need to cool down because I'm not going to take a shower and then get out and have to take a shower again because I'm sweating.
Yeah.
You know, like you can't even put makeup on because you're still sweating. So, but it's supposed to cool down here this weekend. Let's hope.
Here too.
And by cool down, I mean like in the 70s.
Well, we have a heat advisory right now. I think just because I don't know, the humidity and blah. But, I'm hoping. They said Friday night a like cool wave is supposed to come, and I can't wait.
Yeah. Same here. So, randomness, we're on to the weather. Go on. You gonna say?
Our pool has been, it's like so warm, but in like a nice, refreshing way. Like you don't have to like slowly go in. You can like just go in. It's a tiny pool. I've said this before. It's only 12 feet wide and 3 feet high.
Well, yours is quite bigger than ours.
But it's nice. Like I went swimming with Trubin last night when the kids were at Wisen Up at like 8 o'clock at night, and it was just so nice and cool and lovely. It's great.
Ours is just like a blow-up pool.
So you have to like lay
3
down
level.
in it.
But it says family pool, and it's about 2 feet high, 2 feet deep at the most.
Okay.
I would say. So I filled it up, and the girls have loved it, but they were like complaining it was so cold. So it and it doesn't have chlorine or a filter or anything. So it's kind of like how you have those standing pools, you have to empty them out. So I was using the water to water the garden and stuff.
Yeah.
And I like almost fell in. But I was like all wet, and I was like, this is so nice. I'm like, oh, I'm such a dork. But it was like so nice. But I was so excited about my garden because I have like a zucchini, finally. Mm-hmm. And then I have like 3 or 4 like cucumbers that are like this small. And a ton of green tomatoes. They just have to turn red.
We have a bunch. Our garden has really picked up in the last month or two. We have like tiny zucchini.
Are going really good.
And
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
so,
mine is about this big.
yeah, ours are smaller. But you planted before we did.
Did I?
Yeah. Usually I
Okay.
plant earlier. I was a couple weeks late because the weather was just so
Usually
cold.
I'm like really late.
Um, but we have a bunch of green tomatoes and our basil. We planted a ton of pots of basil. There's some that are like
Okay. Yeah.
huge. I need to make pesto like soon. But it's been
Yeah.
great.
And I planted lavender in a pot and then lavender in the side. So my lavender is doing well. I'm gonna trim it and then dry it
Mhm.
for my fiber.
It's awesome.
And then I'm just like all excited that my garden's doing well. I just hope my tomatoes turn red and stuff because I want tomatoes. But I have like hot peppers and those are growing well, and I have my green bell peppers are doing well. My butternut squash is going crazy, but I haven't seen any buds or anything. So that's all.
That's cool.
But a funny story about watering gardens. So the reason why I was using the pool is yesterday when I tried to water it with the sprinkler, I like was taking it, and for some reason I was just like major brain fail. It was so hot. I was just taking it, and I kept like trying to put it down, and it kept spraying me in the face. Like I came in, I was like dripping wet from. I like fail at watering plants. Like I get myself wetter than the plant. Like it was so funny. I was just like, I'm such a dork. Seriously.
That's funny.
So yeah.
Today I was just watering the plants and I'd like hold the hose up like to get myself wet like every so often. It's been so hot. I don't do well with heat.
I don't either.
Like,
and I really hate like at
humid.
8 o'clock when it's starting to get dark or it's dusk and it's still 85. I hate that. I really, really do. It should cool down to 60 at night.
I think I could live in like Canada or Alaska.
I do too. My husband doesn't think so.
And
but
I'd be
I
okay
mean,
with that.
I'm always like, dude, you could knit so much warmth.
Right?
Yeah.
You can get cozy and stuff. I like
And
warm weather, but like the hotness, nah. No thank you. Anyways, enough complaining. So I made strawberry rhubarb jam. My
Cool.
mother-in-law brought over a flat of strawberries that were picked here in town, and we had some rhubarb too, actually from her house. So I chopped them all up and I made them. But it's so good. It didn't set all that well. I think I totally just winged it and I did not follow a recipe at all.
Oh.
So it's my own fault. But I had to do it because...
You put any sugar gel in it?
Yeah, but I did it like after I put the sugar in, which I guess you're supposed to put that in before, and I like read it afterwards and I was like, oh well, it tastes good. So it's a little runny. But the kids love it. I think we've gone through like 3 jars already. Like they have it on toast and peanut butter and jelly, and then like we've had it over vanilla ice cream. Really good.
That sounds good.
It is. You should try some.
I will when you send me some.
I'm trying to think. I don't think we've just been busy with summer
Swimming?
stuff. Yeah, swimming and like there's summer activities. Our van finally died. Well, almost.
Oh.
It was funny. Joe and I were driving to the Wisen Up thing, and I was saying how I'm like, because I drive like everywhere all day long, like across town, back and forth. Like, I wonder how many miles I put on in a day. But so Joe was driving, and I was like, I keep praying that like when the van does go, that you'll be driving it, because I don't want it to happen to me, because I'll freak out. Like, he handles like vehicle crisis better than I do, or I think I'd freak out. Or like if I was like had a van full of kids and like it just like, whatever. So he's like, yeah, I'd want that too. Well, that was the night Trubin and I went swimming a couple nights ago. And he went to go pick up the kids from this thing at like 8:30. And I guess he said he was like going like 30 miles an hour, and all of a sudden like it's like chin, chin, and like went down to like 10 miles an hour like that, and it happened like twice.
Oh no.
And then he's like, as he parked, he's like, there's a big long trail of like something black on the pavement. He's like, yeah, you probably shouldn't drive it tomorrow, or that was last night, I guess. Yeah. So today I drove around my mother-in-law's truck, and it was really awesome. And it had air conditioning. Our van hasn't, like, the air conditioning hasn't worked, so, like, in this heat, like, I like, had the windows down, but it's, like, so hot. And, like, some kid, depending on wherever we're going, is like, I don't feel good. Because it's so hot and, like, roasting in there. Anyway, so it was really nice to have air conditioning today. And drive a big old truck.
Cool.
Yeah, but now we need to think about, like, a new van fast. So, that sucks.
That does suck.
I'm sure it'll work out, though. Yeah, that's it in my neck of the woods.
Yeah, nothing's happening here, so that's it for me, too.
All right.
Thanks for listening, watching.
I made Rolags
for
Hazel.
More? Cool.
And I sent them out to her the other day, so hopefully she'll be getting them in the next day or two.
That's awesome.
Yes. They were fun. Well, I finished making them the other day. Actually, I made them when you were here, most of them. And then I finished making them the other day, last week. But they were good. And pretty.
When I finish my order mission and my owl, then I'm going to play, I think, this next month. August is an off month, so maybe I'll play and make some stuff.
Very cool. All right.
Now we're done.
Yeah. Sorry.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
We'll have our show notes on the blog, the Weasley Sisters Podcast.wordpress.com, and we'll link to everything there. So come and click. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.